So, sir, I've been in touch with you since my days in college. You are my college senior. I have been following you on social media, and I do remember very correctly that once you had shared a post in which there was a mention of an avalanche which you encountered while spending your time in Siachen. Can you share a few details about what that incident was?
Right. So, as I told you, an officer or a Jawan, the tenure is 90 days for anyone going to Siachen. Uh, at my 85th day, I was expecting a reliever, but that reliever got stuck because the weather in October, from the minus 47 degree, I told you, henceforth it became very bad. And I got inducted in August. I had to be de-inducted in in November, sorry, and I was delayed because of the weather. So usually it's not a hard and fast rule. Like you're soldiers after all. If something goes south, you might as well spend a year there. So that was particularly not an issue. But again, when you have that 90-day tracker in your head, then on the 91st day, if not the officer, then the Jawan starts saying that साहब मेरे को नीचे भेजो. I want to go back. 90 days की बात हुई थी. मतलब that kind of a thing is there, right? And that started creeping in, but I was sure that I was enjoying it. In fact, Bana LP, I had the best of the guys with me. They were as fit as me. They were trained harder than me they were part of the unit training team, and they were not budging. They were having a ball of a time there. We used to have different kinds of events every day. I even celebrated a fake birthday over there, and we used to make cakes out of biscuits. We used to have a cooking competition every day. Different guy, 7 of us were there in the post. Every day a different guy will cook, just so that the next person says I'll beat that person. And
So
they're
this was the setup that you had made to keep your guys motivated.
yes, you have to get creative there. And as a young guy, I had a couple of people younger than me also, so they were also forthcoming. And even the older ones, your senior NCOs and JCOs, they also try to forget their families and get one with you. So everything was hunky dory, and going good operationally as well. We had scaled up to the top 3 times. We go for area domination and all those things. So everything was tiki boo. And now it was just like I've done my part. Let's just go back and celebrate. Nothing to worry about. And the day comes, 18th of November 2019. I am supposed to uh, come down with 3 of my people. A few of them we had already sent down. So on 18 November, when we were coming down, and the relieving unit was coming up with 2 porters and 6 soldiers, they were climbing up. They were taking too long, and I thought that अच्छा रहेगा कि अगर दोपहर होने से पहले ये लोग ऊपर आ जाएं तो हमारे को जो है गर्मी नहीं होगी, कोई रिस्क नहीं होगा, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी रिस्की टू travel on slopes on a summer day, on a clear day after a point, because in the morning the ice is very cold, and it's supposed to be best to make your movements during that time, because once the ice starts melting, then it can slip down or lead to a sort of a landslide like situation or an avalanche like situation. We were coming down, and they were taking a lot of time, and it also happened to be my company commander's birthday that day. So he radioed me. He said on the radio set, he said, "I'm waiting for you guys to come down." So we cut the cake, and I said, "No worries, I'll be there very soon. Like I'll just rappel down and come." And just when I'm about to rappel down, a thought comes to my mind कि यार हाथ गरम कर लेता हूँ पहले. Let me warm my hands and then I'll come, and then I'll get down. When I was tying myself to the carabiner, to the rope, my carabiner to the rope, I looked down just to take a look as to where I'm going to rappel down. And before I could just make sense of it, everything just whited out in front of me. And I realized that the entire slope of ice that was beneath me just broke down, and it slid down. And I could see 8 people, like small silhouettes in front of me, and that silhouette just washed away like a flusher, or like a wave had passed down a tile of insects. And the first reaction to that was कि बचाओ उनको, नीचे जाओ, भागो. But I did not realize that I also got covered under ice. And my NCO was smart enough, who was there with me at the top of the ledge where I was climbing down. He managed to pull me in such a way that my glove had come out. And we are trained to act in an avalanche. You have to swim in an avalanche in a way, and you can spit to find out where you're actually. If by gravity your spit is going downwards, then this is where the gravity is. If it's going there, that's where. So when I spat, it went up. So I realized कि मैं उल्टा हूँ. So that's when I managed to swim, and this is all happening in fractions of seconds, by the way. Once I take my hand out, that's when I realize, okay, this is some free air that I have. And that is what my NCO catches and brings me out. And I am hypothermic. I'm out of my mind because of what I had seen. And constantly I'm getting radio messages saying that my company commander is saying that don't move, don't come down. And then the rescue operation started. Over the course of 6 hours, I was sitting with my binoculars seeing the bodies come one by one out of the snow. And there it was, the news was everywhere in the country that an avalanche had struck in Siachen, and around 12 p.m. It happened, and 1 p.m. it was in the news. And 4 soldiers, 2 porters had lost their lives, and 2 of my unit, one of them had lost his life, and another one was very badly injured, and surprisingly he survived.